Hello and welcome to the Polyshifter YouTube channel. Today, what we're going to be doing is modeling a quick low poly plant in Polydust. Let's get started. So far, I've already opened up a scene in Polydust. Now, I'm going to add a cylinder with 10 axis divisions applied to it and no other modifiers. In the bottom right-hand corner, switch to poly mode. I'm going to go ahead and select all the faces on the bottom of the surface. Switch to scale mode. And let's go ahead and scale down those faces. There we go. Now I'm going to select all the faces on the top surface. I'm going to bring those up just a bit. And now in poly mode, I'm going to extrude the surface by hitting the gear icon right next to it and changing the value to 0.25. Now, I'm going to select all of the outer edges of the surface we just extruded. I'm going to extrude those again by a distance of 0.1. Now I'm going to select the inset top faces. I'll scale those faces down. Then I'll extrude those faces in the negative direction by about 0.15. This gives us the basic shape of our pot for our plant. Now we'll go ahead and add a material to that. With the pot done, now we can move on to adding some soil for our plant. Let's get started by adding another cylinder to the scene. I'll scale it down so that it fits inside of our pot. Now I want to add some texture to the surface of the soil. To do this, I'll subdivide all the edges. And then I'll connect all the subdivided vertices. Finally, I'll triangulate all the faces on the outside. By doing this, we have more geometry to use. With this added geometry, I'll go ahead and just move around some of the vertices to give us some varied texture on the surface of the soil. Now that we have our soil finished, let's add a material. I've chosen a nice brown color to represent our soil. Now it's time to create our plant. I'll add a cube, scale it down so it's like a flat rectangle, and then give it a green material. I'll now extrude the top face twice, moving it just a little each time on the Z-axis. Now that we have the basics of our plant, let's duplicate what we just created, and we'll just rotate and scale the duplicated object a couple of times till it looks about right. We'll duplicate that object again and again until we've got something that represents a little desk plant. Now let's go into the view hierarchy and hide the pot and soil. This gives us a little bit more of an isolated view on our plant. We'll add all the objects that make up our plant to an empty container. To add an empty container, click the plus in the top right corner and select Empty Container. Drag all of the plant objects into the empty container in the view hierarchy. Now we can scale up the plant container so that it better fits inside of our pot. You might have to make some minor adjustments so that all of your plants are within the soil. Now we've got the majority of our scene done. All that's left to do now is add a floor to the scene and edit some of the lighting. To create the floor, add a plane to the scene and make it white. All that's left to do now is add a directional light. I'll position it so that it's where I would like it to be, and I'll make sure the shadows are turned on in the Properties tab. If you'd like, you can personalize some of the camera settings, such as adding a vignette. Now, you're ready to export. Click on Export and Scene to PNG. There you go. You've got a finished scene from Polydust. If you've made it this far and enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. Also, if you just finished the tutorial, you can tweet me your models at PolyShifter.